Hey everybody, Rick here. I can only assume that by this point you've already seen the announcement trailer for Hyrule Warriors Ageofcalamity, which, can you believe it, will be releasing this year. One thing that excites me the most about this game is the opportunity to play as characters from Breath of the Wild that are either old, dead, or anything in between. The trailer already showed us that Link, Zelda, and the 4 champions are going to be accessible. However, today I'm going to lay down 5 other characters that I believe will end up being playable in this epic prequel. This pick shouldn't come as a huge surprise to any of you. Impa in Breath of the Wild played a crucial role to the story by helping Link recover his memories and by giving him his signature champion's tunic. Not only that, but Impa has always been an integral part of the Zelda series, so it'd be a huge loss to not include at least some form of this iconic character. The reason that I showed her first is twofold. One is that she's the most obvious pick outside of the main 6, and 2 is that we see someone in the trailer who's either Impa or Pera. Specifically, in this shot, we see King Rhoam talking to Zelda. Directly behind her is Link and a mysterious Sheikah woman kneeling. While there's still no confirmation that the woman in this scene is Impa, it's gotta be her. So due to that, I'm pretty confident that Impa will be back again to outshine the rest of the cast. Just imagine how exciting it will be to see this old woman back in her prime, perhaps wielding her devastating Naginata, mowing down enemies like nobody's business. I know, 2 Sheikah in a row. However, this one shouldn't come as a shock to any of you either. Pera, the elder sister of Impa and director of the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab, is another character that you'll come into contact with more than once throughout your playthrough of Breath of the Wild. By talking with her and reading through her diary, you can pull some valuable information about what took place 100 years ago. Not only does she explain the shenanigans behind her botched anti-aging experiment, but more importantly, she was actually the one who brought Link to the Chamber of Resurrection. So, if Pera herself was involved in those events, it really wouldn't surprise me if she ends up being playable, especially with the way Pera is, always tinkering on something new. I could totally see her fulfilling the scientist trope, using all kinds of weird experimental runes to mess with enemies. Now, the trailer has already confirmed that King Rhoam is going to be in the game, at least in cutscenes. But if there's one thing the original Hyrule Warriors has shown me, it's that literally anyone can be playable. Even if that someone is a slightly overweight king of Hyrule that happened to rule over a land when the entire world collapsed, and also happened to die in the process. I hear ya, this game takes place 100 years ago, so he isn't dead yet. Working with that, I think he's similar enough to the King of Red Lions for them to pull off a nice moveset. More notably, he'd make a great character to play as, and I can even see him taking advantage of the paraglider, which at this point would still be in his possession. Watching the king go down with his ship during the final moments of Calamity Ganon's attack on Hyrule would be legendary. Alright, okay, I understand. Master Koga isn't a hero. In fact, he may be a true villain, someone who knows how to capture a hero, knows how to wear a disguise, and may have had to teach the Yiga clan how to be villains themselves, even though they're kind of a joke. Heck, even the Yiga clan stresses that he was the one who started the modern Yiga, and judging by the memories we see featuring Yiga foot soldiers, that would mean he was around during the Calamity. Hang on a second, I almost forgot. If you're interested in the Yiga clan, you might want to check out the card above. Figured I'd mention it while we're on the topic. Seeing as the original Hyrule Warriors let us play as basically all of the popular villains, from Girahim, Zant, Yuga, and Dorf, to even more specific enemies like Wizro and a humanized form of Volvagia, it wouldn't be all that out of the ordinary to allow villains like Koga to be playable in this game, even if he's potentially only playable in side missions, not in the main story. For instance, we could play as Koga during the supposed battle that takes place in Gerudo Town during the Calamity. All I know is I want to see more of this lovable goofball. We can't forget the honorable mentions. Technically, the elders of the Goron, Rito, and Zora tribe were all alive 100 years ago. While the Goron and Rito elders don't remember Link by the time of the base game, they would have been around and in their prime during the Calamity. So they may potentially fight alongside the champions. Think about it. After the Calamity starts, the 4 champions rush to their divine beasts, and each champion gets their own chapter set in their location to fight off enemies alongside members of their race. Who knows? Maybe Baby Sidon could be a legendary weapon of mass destruction. I don't know. Anyway, on to the 5th and final person on the list. A lot of you are probably saying, Robbie? But hear me out. For any of you who don't know, Robbie is a scientist in Breath of the Wild who sells you ancient equipment in return for Guardian parts and rupees. However, 100 years ago, Robbie was a scientist who restored mobility to the Guardians, as well as being one of the people to help Zelda discover the Sheikah Slate. Robbie would easily fill a lot of the techie tropes using Guardian technology and ancient items to fight off hordes of enemies. Additionally, Robbie holds one of the most mystifying secrets that Breath of the Wild has to offer. One that has stumped theorists for years now. One that until now, we all assumed would stay a mystery. Though, with the potential for a playable Robbie, maybe that will bring along with it another playable character. A woman named Cherry. Oh, and Link's guitar too. That totally needs to be a thing. Anyway, that's all I've got for this list. If you liked it, remember to smash that like button and comment down below which character you'd like to play as in this upcoming title. I'm going to be covering everything Ageofcalamity, so remember to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications. And with that, I'll see you all next time. RMFH out.